Top of the morning to you. Have you ever found yourself frustrated with someone because they keep making the same mistakes over and over? Maybe it's a team member who won't follow your systems, or a fellow leader who keeps spinning their wheels instead of taking action. What if I told you that your frustration isn't really about them at all? It's actually a mirror reflecting back your own unconscious patterns. I was in a mastermind session recently, and one of our members was giving his weekly update. This guy had been going through the same cycle for months, designing his program without any clients, redefining his ideal client, picking a new niche, posting on LinkedIn, joining LinkedIn groups, making lists of who to call. It all looked productive on the surface, but then the cycle would start over. He'd redesign the program again. He'd redefine the ideal client again. He'd research another niche. I could feel the frustration building inside of me as I listened. Finally, I jumped in and said, "You've got to stop all this busy work and just talk to actual people." And right in the middle of saying those words, it hit me like a freight train. The realization just opened up and poured over me. That's exactly what I needed to do. I had been doing the exact same thing, building systems, creating content, perfecting processes, but avoiding the very conversations I was telling him to have. In that moment, I caught myself projecting my own avoidance pattern onto him. My frustration wasn't really about his behavior. It was about seeing my own reaction reflected in his actions. I share this story because it reveals one of the most powerful barriers to authentic leadership and genuine connection. Perception is projection. As kingdom family leaders, we're wired to solve problems and give advice, but when we unconsciously overlay our own unresolved patterns onto others, we miss the opportunity to help them effectively and the chance to address our own blind spots. This pattern doesn't just hurt our relationships, it keeps us trapped in what we talked about a few days ago, being in effect instead of being at cause. When I was frustrated with his avoidance, I was, in effect, focusing on what he needed to change. But the moment I recognized the projection, I could shift the cause and ask myself, how do I get more conversations? The enemy uses this against successful Christian men all the time. He knows that if he can keep us projecting our stuff onto others, we'll never build the deep, transformative relationships that lead to breakthrough. We end up isolated, surrounded by people we're trying to fix instead of brothers we're growing with. Perception is projection means that what triggers us in others is often a reflection of what's unresolved in us. This shows up everywhere for kingdom family leaders. In your marriage, when your wife seems too emotional about something, and you might be projecting your own discomfort with processing feelings. In business, when team members appear uncommitted, you could be projecting your own fears about not working hard enough. In your men's group, when someone seems fake or surface level, you might be projecting your own struggle with vulnerability. The Kingdom Family Leader path requires us to bless ourselves first. And part of that blessing is taking ownership of our projections. When we can see clearly without the filter of our own unresolved patterns, we can expand our territory by building genuine relationships and serve His kingdom through authentic connection rather than unconscious judgment. The transformation happens when we catch ourselves in the moment of projection and ask, what is this showing me about myself? Instead of staying in effect and focusing on what others need to change, we shift to cause and take our action on our own patterns. Right now, think of someone who consistently triggers frustration in you. Someone whose behavior patterns really get under your skin, and write down 3 specific things about their behavior that irritate you. Now, here's the powerful part. Ask yourself honestly, how might I be doing these same things in my own life? Don't skip this step. Look for the patterns. Even if they show up differently than theirs, look for the similarities. The moment you recognize the projection, do what I did. Immediately shift from effect to cause. Ask yourself, what action do I need to take in my own life? And put your answer down in the doobly-doo below this video. Then take that action this week. This isn't about becoming passive or agreeing with everything. It's about seeing people clearly so you can love them effectively and lead with genuine wisdom instead of unconscious projection. You be blessed. If you're ready to break free from the patterns that keep you isolated and build the authentic brotherhood that transforms everything, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Sometimes we need other men to help us see our blind spots and projections. Schedule a time to talk at brian.chat.